Kraven's Last Hunt came out as a 6-issue epic in 1987 from J.M. DeMatteis, Mike Zeck, and Bob McLeod. This story was big, so earth-shattering that editor Jim Salicrup decided it should span all 3 Spider-Man books: Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, and Peter Parker the Spectacular Spider-Man. Sergei Kravinoff, aka Kraven the Hunter, is a Stan Lee Steve Ditko villain that first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man number 15 back in 1964. He's a super strong, super clever, super celebrity Russian big game hunter, invited by the Chameleon, another early Spider-Man villain, to track Man, the Most Dangerous Game. He was brought back a while later as one of the founding members of the Sinister Six, but really, in the pantheon of Spider-Man rogues, Kraven didn't really rate. In the next 20 years, we see only a handful of times he appeared, and even when they sort of updated his look in 1980, he was a villain? But 1987 changed all that. By now, we've had The Dark Knight Returns. We've had Watchmen. Edgier, grittier stories are being greenlit, and Kraven's Last Hunt, in my opinion, easily stands shoulder to shoulder with those other classic stories. In terms of where Spider-Man's at in his superhero career when our story begins, he's wearing a black suit, but not the black suit. If we're in Amazing Spider-Man number 293 for the start of this story, he'd figured out that the symbiote was bad back in issue 258. And if we're at Web of Spider-Man number 31, the symbiote had been quote-unquote killed in number 1. We're still about 6 months away from the debut of Venom in Amazing Spider-Man number 299. Also, Peter Parker and Mary Jane are married. In fact, I didn't know this until I started researching the definitive timeline, but the wedding had just happened. Remember, we're on Amazing issue number 293. He had proposed in 290, and at the end of 292 it said, "Check out Amazing Spider-Man Annual 21, the wedding issue." The fact that they've been married for like 2 weeks makes this story even more messed up than I originally thought. Finally, Kraven's Last Hunt is my favorite Spider-Man story of all time. I am psyched to have been able to get my hardcover signed by both J.M. DeMatteis and Mike Zeck. So if you haven't read Kraven's Last Hunt, I suggest you please read it before continuing. We will be spoiling the hell out of this story.